Welcome back to my channel. Just a disclaimer for this video, Bokuto is the Omega and not the Alpha or Beta, while Akashi is the Alpha and not Omega. I just got tired of bottom Akashi and wanted a little change. Also I just see Bokuaka as a switch pair or bottom Bokuto. Before I start the video I just want to say that I know some of you guys want a part 2 for the Tsukiyama Hanahaki disease. It's coming out soon. Also to the person who asked for Bokuaka in an Omegaverse AU, that's also coming out soon. Anyways, please enjoy this video. Bokuto and Akashi laid in their shared bed. Bokuto was the first to wake up. Usually, Akashi would be up first and him second, but today was different. Bokuto wanted to surprise Akashi with a huge breakfast to show that he's thankful for Akashi. Akashi was always the one to cook and take care of their family. On top of that, he worked from home. He loved Akashi for taking care of their family while he went to pursue his dreams of being a professional volleyball player. Getting off the bed, he slipped on his reindeer slippers. Removing the blanket off his waist, he shivered at the newfound breeze that hit his body. "Wow, it's so cold," he said as he walked out of the bedroom. He walked down the hallway. Right as he was arriving towards the kitchen, he felt a small hand grab the back of his matching reindeer onishi. Looking down, he saw his 5-year-old son Akinori. The 5-year-old held his owl stuffed animal with one hand as he used the other to hold onto his father's shirt. "Papa?" The older owl smiled at his son. He picked up the younger owl. "Aki? What are you doing awake?" "Me and Daddy always make breakfast together," he said as he stuttered between words. Bokuto smiled. "Well, today Papa is going to surprise Daddy with food." The little owl gasped dramatically. "I want to help Papa. Can I? Can I?" "Of course you could, my little owl," he said as he tickled Akinori. The little owl giggled as he tried to wiggle away from his father. "Oh, okay. Papa, stop," he said in between laughs. Okay. He hugged Akinori before settling him onto the floor. "Now let's make Daddy his breakfast," he said as he wrapped the Christmas-themed apron around himself and a matching one on Akinori. While the pair were in the middle of breakfast, they heard soft footsteps make their way toward the kitchen. A tired and confused Ato showed up. Akinori gasped, seeing his younger brother. "Ato-tan." Bokuto smiled at the mispronunciation of Chan. Ato went from tired to energetic seeing his older brother. They were both close in age, Akinori being 5 and Ato being 4. They were best friends and brothers. Ato looked at his father. "Papa? Food?" Bokuto walked over to his son. He picked him up and held him close to his chest. "Papa and Aki are making Daddy breakfast. Do you want to help?" Ato nodded excitedly. I wanna make a pancake this big for Daddy." Ato held up his small arms as far apart as he could to show how big he wanted the pancake to be. "We can make an even bigger one." Ato looked thrilled as he clapped his small hands together. Bokuto watched from behind the counter as the two young owls excitedly set the table. Ato and Akinori talked to each other about how proud and excited their dad was going to be after seeing the food they made for him. Just as Bokuto was setting the last pancake onto a plate, he heard from the baby monitor the sound of the youngest owl slowly waking up. He took off and set the apron on top of the counter. He looked towards his two sons. "I'm going to go get your baby sister," he said as he walked away. Before entering the hallway, he gave the two a stern look. "No funny business." Ato and Akinori nodded their heads and saluted their father. Smiling at the silliness of his sons, he walked towards the nursery. After getting baby Himari, he made his way back toward the kitchen. He held the youngest owl gently in his arms. Arriving at the kitchen, a silent gasp left his mouth. The kitchen was ruined. The pancakes laid on the floor, syrup stuck onto the wall, the eggs and bacon was scattered underneath the dining room table, and a puddle of orange juice coated the kitchen tiles. An aura of a distressed and angry Omega filled the kitchen. Himari, noticing her father's aura, she whined in his arms. The two culprits stood in the entryway of the kitchen with food covering their faces. What? He couldn't even form a sentence, taking a few seconds to think of what to say. He looked at the two innocent-looking owls. "Who did this?" he said calmly. Almost too calm. Just as the two culprits were about to talk, Akashi walked out from the hallway. Rubbing his eyes, not noticing the mess, and hugged Bokuto from behind. Sniffing the air, he sensed the angry pheromones oozing from the white and black-haired Omega. "What happened?" he gasped when he saw the sight. "Who did this?" Then, after looked at the two food-covered kids, he immediately knew who was at fault. Ato, Akinori. He said calmly. Why did you make such a mess? It wasn't on purpose, Daddy. Yeah. Akashi sighed and rubbed his temples. So let me rephrase the question. Who started it? They both pointed at each other. Akashi lifted one eyebrow. Since you both did it, then you both are going to clean the mess. The two looked at the floor, sadly wanting to argue, but after seeing the look on both parents' face they chose to stay quiet. Akashi looked at his husband, noticing the look of distress was still on his face. Gently taking Himari and setting her down into her high chair, he held Bakuto's face gently. What's wrong, love? Blushing at the name Bakuto looked at Akashi. I just wanted to make something for you to, since you're always doing everything for me, and I just. It's all right, love. I love that you're doing what you want and that you get to love your dream. I also love staying home with the kids. Everything you do is enough for me. Bakuto smiled at his husband. I love you. Akashi gently wiped the tears from his husband's cheeks. I love you too, he said while pressing a gently kiss to Bakuto's temple. Papa, Dad. When they pulled apart they saw their kids and they smiled at each other before walking over to them. The house was filled with laughter and a lot of chaos. Well, just another day in the Akashi household. Thank you for watching this video. I also want to thank you all for 300 plus subscribers. I'm really happy that 300 plus of you guys enjoy my crappy editing and grammar. Anyways, I'm sorry for any grammar or editing errors.